All right, big news here. Finally, a reporter asked a real question of Trump about the UFO thing. Now, there's always been the last Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the press secretary, former press secretary, and she'll poo-poo it. Now we have George Stephanopoulos asking him directly, finally, for once. And let's just take a look, listen to it, and see what we think about it. Because I'm a little like, okay, he knows more than he's saying. And I think we obviously will all think that, but let's just watch it and see what we all think here as I get it queued up.
George also asked President Trump about reports of UFO sightings, and the president for the first time spoke about being briefed on this subject.
You and I, we know we disagree about that, but we have a whole day ahead to go on this. Before we go, one of the things you have as president is the access to all the information in the world, all the mysteries out there. And I was just struck in the last couple of weeks, we're reading more and more reports of Navy pilots seeing lots and lots of UFOs. Have you been briefed on that? What do you make of it?
I have. I think it's probably, I want them to think whatever they think. They do say, I mean, I've seen and I've read and I've heard, and I did have one very brief meeting on it, but people are saying they're seeing UFOs. Do I believe it? Not particularly.
Do you think you'd know if there were evidence of extraterrestrials?
Well, I think our great pilots would know. And some of them really see things that are a little bit different than in the past. So we're going to see. But we'll watch it. You'll be the first to know.
I want to be the first to know.
All right, let's break this down one section at a time, because this is how you got to read into things nowadays, folks. Because I think he was trying to say some other things, and then it slipped and then went the other direction. So I'll pause it here, and we'll put some analysis in.
We disagree about that, but we have a whole day ahead to go on this. Before we go, one of the things you have as president is the access to all the information in the world, all the mysteries out there. And I was just struck in the last couple of weeks, we're reading more and more reports of Navy pilots seeing lots and lots of UFOs. Have you been briefed on that? What do you make of it?
I have.
Okay, he's been briefed on it. That's a huge disclosure already for the community to admit the president's been briefed on UFOs. Boom. Just a slight little hit to there.
I think it's probably, I want them to think whatever they think. They do.
I want them to think whatever they think. That's actually kind of huge.
Hey, I mean, I've seen and I've read and I've heard, and I did have one very brief meeting on it, but people are saying they're seeing UFOs. Do I believe it? Not particularly.
Do you think you'd know if there were evidence of extraterrestrials?
Well, I think our great pilot.
I think my great. Now, what I think he was trying to, what was going on in his head was he was going to say his great uncle, who did get, that's John G. Trump, who did get the Tesla papers, which had a lot to do with a lot of this stuff and the technology with free energy systems and stuff.
Well, I think our great pilots would know. And some of them really see things that are a little bit different than in the past. So we're going to see. But we'll watch it. You'll be the first to know.
But we'll watch it. You'll be the first to know. So is that a disclosure, ladies and gentlemen? We might see some more stuff come down the pipeline. It was kind of a softball, but first they asked the press secretary. They just start leaking stuff out through this unidentified with Tom DeLonge and all that BS. But it got where the news reported on this UFO stuff, and now you get finally a reporter asking a question that's been so demonized thanks to the media from before, but it's been so demonized. Now we can ask the president, and then he just says, oh, I don't know, maybe we'll just take a look, we'll see. So there you go, some soft disclosure, just get the public acclimated to it. And I really do believe he has more than he's letting on. Mike Jackson in the chat says he contradicts himself within seconds in a good way. Yeah, that's what the thing is with all this presidential crap, because they got to do this stuff to remain politically correct, and it's just it bottlenecks everybody. But remember, and I brought this clip on as well, he did deny WikiLeaks. Remember, he always said at the Trump rallies, I love WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks brought out the Hillary Clinton corruption and all that crap. Here's the clip of him saying, I know nothing about WikiLeaks.
Mr. President, do you still love WikiLeaks?
I know nothing about WikiLeaks. It's not my thing. And I know there is something having to do with Julian Assange. I've been seeing what's happened with Assange, and that will be a determination, I would imagine, mostly by the Attorney General, who's doing an excellent job. So he'll be making a determination. I know nothing really about him. It's not my deal in life.
It's not his deal. It was his whole deal.
WikiLeaks. I know nothing about WikiLeaks. It's not my thing.
So I don't like that back talk, but we got to understand the position he is in. Oh, you guys are ready for disclosure. I'm ready for disclosure. I am tired of waiting for something to happen. Again, we can't be looking outside of ourselves, but at what point we're ready to see this world change, and it actually does have to come from the outside at some point, right? Oh, God.
Uh-huh.
But let's just be optimistic. I mean, we've had a lot more done with this president, you know, like him or hate him. There's things about him that you could say, well, he didn't do this right, he didn't do that right. Well, he changed a lot of things, and believe me, the tax cut has helped so much for me. Like, I felt like I was being squeezed in the neck, and it was finally some relief. But this leads me on to Julian Assange. So what's going on with Julian Assange? Because we know he's been arrested. Well, Julian Assange U.S. extradition hearing is set for February 2020. A full extradition hearing on whether Julian Assange, the founder of WikiLeaks, should be sent to the United States to face a slew of charges, including several under the Espionage Act. And they say he's got signs of deteriorating physical and mental condition. Now, you're kind of wondering, is Trump going to pardon him or not? The thing with this, before we can pardon him, he's got to get him into the system. So, and even then, he'll let it go through the channels. You got to have Barr, the Justice Department, deal with it first, and then if they find that, oh, he's guilty, at some point, it's like, we really got to thank Julian Assange for bringing this dark to light. So, but then they have to be like, oh, it was national security, blah, 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 blah. It just gets messy, and I can see that. But I sure as hell want him pardoned. So Mr. Assange is serving a 50-week sentence for jumping bail in Britain and is appealing the sentence. That's the whole reason he got arrested, was for the bail jumping. And like I said, he looks like crap. He's been in this embassy, wasn't able to exercise very much, was in the dark from a lot of reports. It's just, for him to live and there's a picture of him, of course, to live like that, but it's crazy. That's the last update. We got to wait till February 2020, I guess. So it'll be some time before any of that happens. But I know nothing about WikiLeaks. It's not my thing, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.